UK CS, overrated or underrated?
Oh man, is anyone ever managed to actually overrate UK Counter-Strike? I'm not sure. I guess I don't even think that's possible. I guess just based off of Alex alone as a single individual, it's underrated.
FaZe, overrated or underrated?
Unfortunately, currently heavily overrated. We all hope that changes real soon.
Liquid, overrated or underrated?
That's a good one. I would say they probably are fairly well rated at the moment. They play incredibly solid Counter-Strike, but I don't know. They need to change something at some point. There's got to be some changes happening.
Simple, overrated or underrated?
Forever underrated. He's a champion.
Vertigo, overrated or underrated?
Vertigo currently, I would say, is overrated. I keep hearing people say that they're having fun watching it. I think that map is going to be very, very hard to make fully function, especially from a casting point of view.
Zywu, overrated or underrated?
I mean, you should almost put him in the same category as Simply. So close up there. I think it's. I'm going to have to say underrated because it's so hard to overrate people that are that good. So, yeah.
Device, overrated or underrated?
Device, on the other hand, is suffering from the fact that he's playing with 4 other people that are so good that it's actually hard to stand out. You should almost give him more credit when that actually happens, but I think he's fairly rated at the moment.
FPL, overrated or underrated?
I think FPL is underrated at the moment. It's a great place for discovering new potential up-and-coming pros.
CS 1.6, overrated or underrated?
Oh, CS 1.6, I would say, is forever underrated. Just because of the legacy, what it spawned, the impact it's had on people's lives, millions of people, could keep going on.
Na'Vi, overrated or underrated?
Oh man, this current version of Navi is hard to judge. I would say probably currently slightly underrated, actually.
Swedish CS, overrated or underrated?
Currently probably overrated based on historical performances. Potential's there.
Mirage, overrated or underrated?
I would say Mirage is slightly underrated. People keep saying that everything has been found out and that people are playing the same strats, but I just don't think that's true.
French CS, overrated or underrated?
Probably slightly underrated at the moment. If they can just solve the last puzzle, it can work.
Astralis, overrated or underrated?
I guess, if anything, maybe a little bit underrated, just because I don't think many people understand what it is they've managed to do, really.
Brazilian CS, overrated or underrated?
Probably, man, that's a hard one right now. I want to say slightly underrated.
Yourself, overrated or underrated?
I have no idea how people rate me at my job. I think probably a mix of both. Probably some days are overrated. I found that the internet's ability to judge how good of a job you're doing is almost non-existent. So let's just say it's fair.